Hi and welcome to the Zone. This is the Fantasy Football Zone, your home for everything fantasy football. My name is Dennis Musau.
The ideal guy, Mark Leon Kabale.
Guess who's back? Pompey, the big deal himself. And for every fantasy football fans, this is the show for you.
Here's what we have lined up on our show for you today. Brand new segments. First off, we'll kickstart with Player Watch. This will be followed by an interesting segment we're calling MHP, the must-have player. Of course, we'll be covering the differentials, captain picks, and so much more. Stay tuned.
We're 11 game weeks in and 190 subscribers as well, but also so many followers on our social media platforms. We'd love to just say thank you to each and every one of you and just continue to encourage you. Are you new around here? Click that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so that you get noticed whenever we post new videos. So please engage with us.
Alright, on to our first segment, the Player Watch. So basically in this segment, we'll be highlighting a player and just evaluating them from an FPL perspective to see whether they're a good option, they're not a good option, and just to understand what they're about, right? So basically that's it for Player Watch segment.
Yes.
This week we are focusing on a player who's a bit famous in the FPL streets this week.
Yes.
Riyad Mahrez, right?
Yes.
So as you can see on the image, Riyad Mahrez is a Manchester City midfielder, priced at 8.3 million.
Yeah.
What else? He
Owned 4.6.
Oh yeah, 4.6% ownership at this point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has scored 45 points so far into the season. And of course, we already know 21 of those points came in game week 10.
Yes.
So let's look at Riyad Mahrez as a player first of all. So a lot of people are trying to find room for Riyad Mahrez in their teams right now. Of course, basing off of his performance last game week.
Yeah.
What do you think about Mahrez as an asset, especially for game week 11 and going onwards?
I mean, of course, the most common factor in when you're looking at a Man City player is Pep Roulette.
Yeah.
So you're trying to see, is Pep going to, rotate that squad?
Yeah.
But again, I mean, for Mahrez specifically, he's played a number of games this season. I think he's played 7 out of the 9 games that they've played at least 75 minutes on the pitch in each game. So if you're looking at Pep Roulette, in terms of rotation, proof, perhaps in the Premier League he is actually could be a starter, going forward. So I think he is a good pick if you're considering rotation in Man City.
Okay. So that's one pro. At least he's selection proof in the context of he features from the starting lineup.
I think I'll go against. For me, I wouldn't go for Mahrez because he has produced out only 2 double digit.
Game week 2 and game week 10, I think.
Yeah, so he's really unreliable. And adding to the painfully, you can see even Ferran Torres getting a couple of minutes over Mahrez. So with that in mind, I wouldn't really go for Mahrez at the moment with that spark. But with the addition of with Jesus coming back, I don't know, because when Man City goes with a 9, sometimes it affects Mahrez somehow. So I'm not for
You're
Mahrez.
not convinced.
Yeah, I'm not yet convinced.
You don't want to ride the Mahrez.
Yes, I don't want to ride the
Your point is justified because, like you said, when you look at his performance so far, in out of the 7 games he's played, it was the 5-2. Actually, both 5-2 score lines, which he has performed. But then, other than that, he's been pretty quiet. But then also, when you're looking at his next fixtures, he's coming to face Fulham, Manchester United, and West Brom in the next 3 games. And maybe people are looking at that and saying 2 out of those 3 fixtures look good enough for another 5-something scoreline. And clearly, if Man City are scoring 5, Mahrez is having a good
Probably
game.
somewhere there.
Yeah, so what would you say from that perspective?
No, from that perspective, definitely is a good pick because, again, you're also looking at possibly the biggest stars in Manchester City is either KDB or having a Sterling or having Jesus up front. But if you do not have enough of that money and you want to jump on the City nice run of fixtures, I think he is a good option to choose from. You know? So yeah.
And on that point, remember Mahrez is 8.3 million. He's not exactly cheap.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because when we compare him to other players of similar value in that position, we have the likes of Jack Grealish, we have the likes of Diego Jota, Hakim Ziyech at 8.1 million. And again, the question will beg, is he better value for money with regards to the points that he's likely to bring in compared to these other players? What do you think?
No. Let's start there. No, he's not a better value. I mean, Jota is producing game week after game week. And we're seeing as much as he's not getting enough playing time, he's producing goods even off the bench. Let's go to Hakim. Hakim now with Pulisic back, at least Timo will now move to his natural position, probably. And then now that will create more spark for Hakim. And Hakim is a definite starter. So when we are comparing those kind of range players, we have to wait and see how it goes.
Okay, so basically that's it for our players segment. When you look at Riyad Mahrez as an option, clearly the pundits feel like maybe we might not want to jump on that train at this point in time, and that's one we will just allow to pass safely. And hopefully, maybe we'll see how it turns out on the other side. Let us know in our comment section what you think about the option of Riyad Mahrez as an FPL asset for game week 11 and perhaps the next few game weeks to come. And we'll be interested to hear your interaction. Awesome. All right, and on to our second segment of the show. We're calling it MHP, the must-have player. In this segment, of course, we'll just be having a discussion, opinion-based discussion on that particular game week. Which player do we feel is a must-have for your FPL team? So, boys, game week 11 is here, right? Who is the must-have player for game week 11? When we consider form, fixture, and anything in between, who do you have?
I'd go for my captain. I don't have him in my team, but I'd love to have him. Bruno Fernandes. I mean, we are going, like when you see his tally points in away games, he's producing every now and then at our away fixtures. And West Ham is not an easy fixture, but anything coming from Manchester, anything good coming from Manchester has to come from Bruno. So Bruno is a must-have for this game week.
For game week 11 against West Ham.
Against West Ham.
Okay, to be honest, we can't argue with Bruno's numbers. His numbers tell the story, especially away from home. And he's becoming one of the most consistent double-digit haul players, you know, this season. So to be honest, I wouldn't write him off as a must-have player. And I'm glad, to be honest, that I have him.
I'm glad I have him. Yeah, to be honest, I also like the look of Bruno. You know? And especially, I would want to see if he starts Cavani as well over this weekend. I think he looked really good. And Bruno is playing really farther forward, especially with Van de Beek sitting back. So I'm liking that. And
he's always a threat.
Yeah, he's a threat.
Who is your must-have player for game week 11? Whether you have him or not.
To be honest, I really wish I could have Salah for this game, you know. Because it's of course about that time where you're seeing that you know, he had an assist in the previous game, you know.
And a disallowed goal.
You know. So, and again, he's still on penalties. But again, it's a Wolves team that's trying to transition into a back four. And of course, in that transition, of course, we didn't see a lot from Arsenal in terms of creativity and attacking threat. But you know, Liverpool has that attacking threat through the front four. So ideally, for me, I wish I could have Salah. Of course, I have Jota in my team. But I think Salah is one for game week 11. If I had him, I would captain him straight up.
Interesting. You mentioned Jota. I think Jota is the next best thing to Salah, if not the best thing.
To survive Salah, you have to have Jota.
And he's bringing in the numbers. Actually, in the last home games, he's been more consistent in his returns than Salah. So maybe you're not missing out on the true star of that Liverpool side.
That's true. There's a very interesting stat that I saw that Sadio Mane in the last few games against Wolves has been the one scoring at home.
Interesting, because Sadio Mane is a name that is not being mentioned at this point in time.
But remember, home record. Salah's home record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
So let's watch.
Well, now Jota has a home record.
Yeah.
So I guess it's between those.
Yeah.
But Salah for you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, I think for me, the player that I feel is a must-have for game week 11 is Kevin De Bruyne. Goes without saying.
Yeah.
I think he was a bit unlucky to just get 2 assists in the game against Burnley.
Yeah.
He hit the woodwork.
Yeah.
That would have been, I think, monumental in terms of his returns.
It's true.
And I'm looking at game week 11. He's against Fulham, and I feel this excruciating pain. I don't know what I can do to bring him into my team.
Yeah.
I just can't afford him. It's not workable, especially how I've arranged my midfield. I don't have like that 12 million, 11 million player who I can just swap for this game week and then bring him back.
But at least you have Bruno.
Well, at least I have Bruno, but I would have wanted to have both Bruno and De Bruyne for this game week especially, for game week 11 especially.
Okay.
And to be honest, I'm just holding on to hope that he doesn't make me regret too badly not having him in my team. But Kevin De Bruyne for me seems like the must-have player for game week 11.
Yeah, no,
right?
To be honest, KDB looks good. And again, Man City has just been attackingly unlucky.
Yeah.
You know, the chances are being created by KDB and the likes, but they're not converting them at the end of the day. But again, he's still at the end of them all. And he got 10 points in the previous game, and that Fulham game looks good. Though Fulham also got a win against
They played well. So they played well.
Yeah.
But it's hard for us to see them being anything other than victims in
Yeah.
this game, right?
Okay.
All right. So basically, that's it for our MHP segment. Let us know in our comment section, who do you think is the must-have player for game week 11? All right, on to our differential segment. As usual, of course, this is the segment where we feature players with an ownership percentage of below 10% who are likely to have a big impact in our FPL teams. So for game week 11, who are we looking at as potential differentials for our teams? Tuanze na Pompi.
I'm going for James Ward-Prowse. Man, like I feel I'm in pain.
Yeah,
I'm in pain.
because of Ward-Prowse.
Because of Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
I brought him in just before the Manchester game.
Yeah.
Then I don't know what happened.
After he got that 17 point off.
Yes, after he got the 17, I was like, James Ward-Prowse. Then after that, he gave me like a 1.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm done. I'm already fed up. So I'm really in pain. But anyway, so looking at Ward-Prowse, he's a differential mostly because he's on Deadpool. Deadpool?
Yeah.
So
Deadpool. which Deadpool season?
He's a dead ball specialist.
Yeah.
And looking at Sutton, they're really good on the air.
Yeah.
We have
Benarek and
Vestergaard. You know, they're very tall defenders. So and when you give Sutton a free kick,
set piece.
It's a threat. It's a big threat.
Yeah, so Ward-Prowse is a really good shot at 6.1.
Yeah,
so he's really a good shot.
Okay. To be honest, I like the look of James Ward-Prowse. I'm just struggling, I guess, to find space for him in my team in the context of the kind of midfield I've put together. But clearly, based on what you've said, dead ball situations, Ward-Prowse is definitely one of those players who will make something out of nothing. I'm almost thinking maybe Arsenal need to start looking at as an option so that we can at least possess some threat from corners or something like that.
My only concern about Ward-Prowse is one. That the 3, actually he's got only 3 major returns. That is 11, 17 points and then the 11 last week.
But then total he has 56 points.
Yeah, total he has 56.
Which
Most
is,
of them are 3-2.
Which is more than we can say for many of the high profile players.
Of course, including Aubameyang. So,
including.
But anyways, what I mean is that he's mostly deadly from set pieces. And the only concern that I have is that in open play he's not as deadly, especially because of how farther back he's playing in that formation at Sutton. But if you're looking for someone who is on set pieces, and now that Danny Ings is not in, possibly he could be the one on penalties, or him or Shea Adams, probably him because he was there before. So if that is what you're looking for, then he's a good shot.
Yeah. Let's wait and see. Against he's at home against Brighton. Another interesting fixture, to be honest.
Two good fixtures.
Yeah, it's an interesting fixture.
Brighton and what else does he have?
I know there's Brighton, then a team, then Arsenal.
Sheffield United.
Sheffield.
At home.
That's it for us. Tell us who you are looking at as a potential differential.
Like for since I started considering wanting to play my wild card, I need to get Mendy, the Chelsea keeper. I've been wanting to double up on Chelsea defense, especially because of how good they have been so far.
Yeah, it's interesting that until now we are saying Chelsea have been good defensively.
It's very
how the wheel of football turns.
It really turns.
Yeah,
and he's returned on 5 different occasions out of 6 games that he's played.
And that's clean sheets.
Yeah. and really nice points. So I mean, a keeper who is 5.2 M. He's a big differential. About 7% owned.
Yeah.
So that's a really good shot for him.
Interesting. To be honest, I've been struggling with keepers. I said last week how I'm looking at shifting out Ryan for McCarthy. But now that we bring in this Mendy conversation, maybe I should be looking into Mendy as well. Yeah. My problem for me is the price point. Is I've structured the squad in such a way that I've utilized all the money up front. Midfield and striking.
4.5.
Yeah, so I have enough cash for only a 4.5 keeper and nothing more. But I'm starting to see the value in investing in defense, because a lot of points are coming from defense that maybe we are missing out on because of maybe just not paying attention to some of those stats. 6 clean sheets out of 5 out of 6
5
games.
out of 6 games. And the one that he missed was that 4-1 that they had at home. And that was just unfortunate. It was very unfortunate they just didn't get that clean sheet. And so I'm really considering that double up on Chelsea. It's either Mendy or another defender. So Mendy's a good shot.
Okay, so basically those are the 2 players who make it on our list of differentials for game week 11. James Ward-Prowse, Southampton midfielder, and Edouard Mendy, Chelsea goalkeeper. Engage with us on our comment section and also on our social media, just to let us know what you think about these 2 players as FPL assets and differentials for that matter for game week 11. Welcome to the segment that we are calling Feature Match. On this segment, we want to be highlighting some matches that we expect to be, for lack of a better word, tantalizing, right? In the game week. So basically we'll be just discussing and talking about those matches from an FPL perspective and otherwise, right? So this week's feature match is the reason why I'm wearing this necklace. And this guy has been giving me grief.
And it's the reason why I'm smiling.
But I just want to let all the kids at home know, never give up on your dream. If you believe in something, you hold on to it, right?
Hold on to it.
So you already know. The feature match is Tottenham versus Arsenal. North London derby. Guys, what do we say about this fixture?
Where should I start?
Wherever you want to start.
Let's start from number 40.
Number 14 is Aubameyang.
Point number 14 in the group. Anyway, I think for me, this is a very interesting match. I mean, let's go to the stats. Harry Kane, 10 in 10. 10 goals in 10 matches.
Against Arsenal.
Look at your home. Are you home or away? Away.
White Hart Lane.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Arsenal home or away.
Stadium.
So I mean, this is a really interesting match to see how Mourinho reacts to Arsenal's Arteta ball. And I'm for Tottenham's victory.
Of course.
You didn't expect otherwise.
Harry Kane.
Although you've said something, we wait to see how Mourinho reacts. There's really not much to react to.
He just needs to play football.
From an Arsenal perspective, the odds are stacked against us in this match in every way possible. He said Harry Kane 10 out of 10 facing Arsenal, and he's in the form of his life at this point in time. We have Heung-min Son, who came in and just danced to the same tune, right? The record Arsenal has against Mourinho. Let's look at that. Only 2 wins.
In the last
22 games. 21 games actually.
Goodness.
Arsenal only have 2 wins, 8 draws. Let's look at our away form at Tottenham.
It's been 3 out of 5 games, 3 losses,
and that
2
dates
draws.
back to 2017, I think.
Yeah.
2017.
But there's nothing that
The
supports.
the odds stuck against us.
but let me tell you something. I have a hunch.
You have a hunch.
Yes,
The hunch.
that Arsenal will get this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A result.
Yes, we'll get this result.
Yeah.
A 1 win, maybe a penalty.
Okay, I don't know. To be honest, if Partey was fit for this match, I think we would have a talking point.
A chance.
And not really to give us hope that we would win the match, but hope that we would handle our own in the match. But then now without Partey, like you saw against Wolves, for example, that midfield was in tatters. Granit Xhaka, Ceballos, Willock, they were all over the place. And this was just lowly Wolves.
But let's
imagine coming up against Sissoko and Hojberg. First of all, those two people will overrun Xhaka.
But let's look at Mourinho recently. He's coming back to Mourinho ball. He's going defensively minded. When you look even at how they played against Chelsea, they weren't really at close chances to call by. So I with Arsenal, with their style of play, I think they can disrupt Mourinho.
Okay. It's funny that now we unatetea Arsenal.
It's very
it's funny,
but honestly, I feel like Mourinho playing a low block will work for him against Arsenal, because what we've seen, Arsenal are struggling to break down teams that play a low block, and then we end up getting hit on the counter. We saw that against Leicester. We saw that against who else? It's been the trend, it was personified exceptionally against Aston Villa, by the way. So when teams play a low block, we end up playing sideways football, lose the ball in the midfield, and then counter. And when you look at Son and Kane, they have been most lethal on the counter, right? Kane providing the passes, Son finishing them off, and that's how they dealt with Man City on the counter attack. So I don't expect Mourinho to change that philosophy. I think he has studied and seen we are struggling to break teams, so he's gonna put a proper wall.
That's true.
A proper wall.
That's true.
And then he'll deal with us on the counter. I think that's the strategy is gonna be.
That's of course a strategy, but I'm personally just feeling, of course, a London derby is a London derby. It's normally form aside. Because I remember last season we were the ones who won form, and they still beat us 2-1. You know? So
it can go either way.
It can go either way.
Okay.
But it's a very tough match.
But
for Arsenal especially.
Tottenham are sitting pretty top of the table, and Mikel Arteta has all to do for this game. Let's hear some predictions. What do you think? How do you think this game is going to end?
Where should I go? FPL bias?
From whichever angle you want to look at it.
From whichever angle, I think a 3-1 for me.
3-1.
Tottenham win.
Tottenham win.
Well, then why were you supporting Arsenal? All that.
To give you hope, you know. At least as a supporter, I need to
for that one goal.
Prediction?
I'd say 2-2.
Yeah. 2-2 draw. Okay. To be honest, for me, I'll be hopeful and say 2-0 win Arsenal.
Alright.
Well,
That's confident.
let me even give you a pat on the back. You did it.
So that's our feature match. Oh, by the way, let's talk about potential FPL assets in this match. It's not like a very mouth-watering FPL match, right? Because it's a difficult match. But nonetheless, the stats that we've said that support the likes of Kane and so on, surely there are good options for FPL this game week, don't you think?
That's right. I wish I had Kane for this game, because I know, as I've predicted, of course, 2-2. I have a feeling that he could as well return. But again, this could also be that game where we could be surprised as well, where we might not see too many goals. We might see maybe a 1-0 or 2-0. So possibly also a defensive asset maybe on either side. Wherever you feel you're going to put your money on, I personally want to put Bella in my team. Hoping.
I think this week I have a big conflict of interest. I own both Kane and Son, but then I'm a team Arsenal, and I'm not getting them out of my team. So to be honest, I've just left it to the gods of football. Que sera. What will be? What will be. Yeah, so that's it for our feature match for game week 11. Let us know. You can even type on our comment section your predictions for this match. We want to know, are you team Arsenal? Are you team Tottenham? Awesome. All right, on to our last segment of the show, the Captain Picks segment. Of course, this is where we discuss which players are likely to be the best captain options, actually are the best captain options.
Yeah,
Right?
yes.
So game week 11, of course, we've seen the fixture menu.
Yeah.
Who are you looking at as perhaps the best captain option for game week 11?
And to be honest, that Man City against Fulham game is looking very attractive.
Yeah.
And KDB is looking a really good pick.
Yeah.
You know, he got 10 points in the previous game.
Yeah.
And Man City has been unlucky not to convert some of the chances that they've been getting over the past few weeks. Again, he didn't play in Champions League, so he was rested. And so that means he could be fit, on Sunday. Over the weekend. So definitely KDB is one to consider.
I think mentioning how he didn't feature in the Champions League, let's hope it was rested than another Zaha scenario. You know what happened with Zaha?
Yeah.
We're all expecting to see him in the team.
That's right.
Game week comes and all of a sudden Corona
He's
news
not
from
there.
nowhere. You know?
Goodness.
So let's hope that's what it is. He's being rested.
Yeah.
But I agree, Kevin De Bruyne is the most attractive option for captain.
I wish I had him.
Me too. Me too. I'll just be crossing my fingers that he doesn't go past another 10 point at least.
Yeah.
Right? So Kevin De Bruyne, who are you looking at?
I'm looking at Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
I think I shouldn't repeat it again.
Yeah.
But his numbers speaks for himself.
Yeah.
Away form, excelente,
Yeah.
perfecto.
Yeah.
So
Bruno Fernandes. Okay, although for me I have Bruno in my team,
Yes.
but I will not be captaining him for game week 11 because I'm wary of that West Ham side. I feel like West Ham, they are a different animal to what Man United have been facing so far.
West Ham at home.
Yeah.
I think they've played about 4 games at home so far this season. 4 or 5 games, and they've lost only 1, drawn 1, and the rest have been wins.
And West Ham are not the kind to concede 3 goals.
Yeah,
it's not really them.
But anything coming from Manchester, remember,
Bruno is the
anything
one,
coming from Manchester.
Okay, I feel Bruno captains will be a bit risking it a bit, but nonetheless, you said it.
Yes.
The away record, actually his record in general, speaks for itself.
Yeah.
So he's a worthy shout for a captain pick.
Yes.
So then we have the likes of Mo Salah, who's at home against Wolves. I particularly don't have Mo Salah in my team. But if Mo Salah is playing, he'll always be in the captain pick conversation.
That's true.
Because on penalties, first of all, and I think he's yearning for some goals. He hasn't scored for a while.
And he had a disallowed goal last week. He had an assist for Jota, so that's not too bad as well.
Yeah. So Salah, or maybe what do you think about Jota as a differential captain? Given again his home form, he's set a record being the I think first player to score in every one of his home matches so far since
But I think for him, he's not yet at the double hole level.
Oh yeah.
Because of his minutes, he's still restricted.
Maybe this is when he will get to the double hole level.
I'm just
again, to be honest, I do not know especially about that game because Wolves again are not the most. They don't allow too many.
They don't let in too many goals.
So possibly, you just need to just gamble there if you go in Liverpool.
Okay. Yeah, and my captain, the one who I think I'll be captaining for this game week, Mr. Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy let me down tremendously in game week 10. He was facing
Fulham,
right?
And they were beaten.
And he didn't even get a shout at goal.
No, at least he got an assist.
He had some flimsy.
He got an assist.
Yeah, he got an assist.
He got
but
10 points.
No, what I
it was enough.
expecting.
It was enough
What
for
was I expecting?
who captain Salah.
It was in that range. It was in that range. Yeah, so Jamie Vardy is also a good option for captain pick. Again, has a good fixture. Okay, so quickly, in your team, who are you captaining for game week 11?
I'm considering a differential actually for this game week. Hakim Ziyech actually. He has a very nice fixture against Leeds. Why I say very nice is because some of the teams that Leeds have been playing perhaps are not the best going forward in terms of attacking threat. Everton was unlucky not to convert, but Chelsea is definitely dynamic. And I'm hoping that Ziyech can give me this because I've been going with common picks and they've not been determined.
Okay, that's a gamble for sure.
It is.
I'm waiting to see if you actually go with that decision.
I am actually strongly convicted.
Okay, let's see. Who are you captaining in your team for game 11?
I'm torn between DCL, just seeing how Burnley were hammered. I don't know if I should go that way, but my favorable captain is Kevin De Bruyne. I brought him.
Yeah.
So,
if you have Kevin De Bruyne in your
Kevin
team,
De Bruyne.
please
I advise you.
don't go no further. Don't go no further.
Please.
Okay, for me, like I said, I'm captaining Jamie Vardy. I think that he will come good.
Okay.
But also there's the Bruno question, which of course it's a safe bet.
There's also the Europa question also for Vardy.
Oh yeah.
You know?
So maybe we can wait and see how that goes.
Yeah.
But the armband right now is on Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Right? So basically those are the captain picks, or the players who we feel are attractive as captain options, as well as the players that we will be captaining for game week 11. As usual, we will leave you with snapshots of how our teams are shaping up as we advance towards game week 11. Please, we invite you to interact with us on our social media, Twitter, Instagram, even our comment section on our YouTube. Engage with us and we'll be so happy to connect with you guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned. And that has been our show. My name is Dennis Musa.
The ideal guy, Mark Leon Cavalli.
The big deal himself.
Peace out.